Are we recording? All right. Hey everybody, my name is Jeff. Let me see if I can get the light on this better. Aren't you glad you're able to see my face now? Anyway, this is my first all grain brew. I will be making knock you into the middle of next week. No, just middle of next week IPA. It's my first all grain brew. I'm kind of got a few ideas from some other recipes that I've seen, and I'm going to try it out. It's going to be a continuous hop like they do for Dogfish Head, 90-minute, and going to have a little bit of honey right at the end like Bell's Hop Slam, and I'm hoping it turns out, hoping I can enter it in the county fair. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm just kind of getting everything prepped right now. I've been out here sanitizing, waiting for my video camera to charge. Got some water heating right now. You can see in there my brew kettle. Haven't quite gotten there yet, starting to steam a little. That is my brew kettle, and it holds 9 gallons. My lovely wife bought that for me. Also over here, we have the mash tun. It has been sanitized and is waiting for a little hot water to preheat it, and then I will be actually heating up the water for the brew itself. Try not to pay any attention to my double chins wiggling. Also have a homemade hot liquor tank. I don't have the valve on it, as you can see. That's okay, this is all quite boring, I'm sure. Anyway, I'll probably be editing all of this out, except for my cute little dimples there. And as we progress, I will be taking some videos and showing you exactly how it goes. And then if this brew turns out sucky or skunky, I'll probably not even post this video, but I'll be giving the beer to my friends. That's all for now. Okay, I have the grains and stuff in the mash tun, and we will see now what the temperature is. I just put them in there and let it set for a few minutes, let the thermometer get up to temp. So I'm going to take my ugly mug off of here, and we'll see what the temperature is of that bad boy. If I can keep the lid up. Oh my God, it smells so good. What are we at there? Looks like we're at about 150. So that's just right. Okay, before too much heat gets out of there, we're going to shut her up, and we're going to let her sit for an hour. And then we'll check her out and start vorloffing and all those other fancy brewing words I don't really know much about. And sparging, I know that one. And then we'll get her in a boil. Okay, me again. I want you to see where the temperature is. It's been almost an hour. We ran out of propane, so we had to run down to the store and get some propane. And so it's going to be a little bit late getting the water, the strike water, or the sparge water rather, up to temp. So it's going to sit here a little bit longer than an hour, the grains are. That's okay. It's held the temperature, as you can see, right here. You zoom in there. Right about where it was before. Awesome, like a possum. Okay, so we'll be sparging that in a little bit. You can see my brew kettle. Just now got my about 6.5 gallons worth of water in it. And, oops, zoom out. Got about 6.5 gallons of water heating up to 180, and that's what we'll sparge with. And then we'll get going, and we'll get all the hops going, and we'll film all that later. Okay, here we have all the wort coming out of the mash tun. See, I got a little bit of a drip there. I'm gonna have to fix that, get a smaller clamp. That clamp isn't quite tight enough. Anyway, don't worry about the Roundup. It's not anywhere near the beer. You can see it's a nice dark color. I'm hoping it's going to lighten up a little bit. This is real concentrated, the wort. And then we'll go on with the recipe after that. We have boil. We have achieved boil. Alright, I'm going to throw in the first bunch of the hops. I'll be back on the video in a little bit. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have attained boil. I got the first little bit of hops in. Every 7.5 minutes, I'm going to be continually hopping, just like they do for 90-minute IPA, and I believe Pliny the Elder, Pliny the Younger. Set my timer. We are in business. That's kind of boring, isn't it? Okay, so here we are, about an hour into the boil. It's going to go another half hour. Still got a few more hop additions to make. I'm doing a continual hopping, as I mentioned before. And then we'll cool her down. get her into the carboy over there, and never mind the cat bed. Pitch the yeast. It's an American ale yeast, and about a month or so we'll be drinking some good hooch. Okay, I've just added the last addition of hops. Just got a few more minutes to go here. I'll be adding the honey, and that'll be the last 10 minutes of the boil, and then we'll chill her down and get her into the fermenter. Ah, you wish you were here. This smells so good. My wife thinks it smells terrible, but then she's not a beer drinker. And what the heck does she know? We'll hear the alarm go off here in a minute. There it is. Now this is the honey. It's 3 pounds. This has all been sanitized. This is the honey, brewer's honey. Oh, almost made a mistake. Really need to turn the boil off when you're adding this, because the honey's going to sink right to the bottom, and until you can stir it up, you don't want it burning. This is 3 pounds of brewer's honey. Get it in there. Get it melted up good. You don't want to boil honey for a long time. It does something to the sugars in it. I'm not sure exactly what. I remember reading about it once. But you want to get all the honey out of there. Like I say, this has been sanitized, so no worries. Just going to get some of the hot wort in there to melt it all down. I weighed this carefully, so I want to make sure we get every little bit that we can. I probably should have nuked it. Would have been a good idea. Whew, boy, that's hot. To get it real runny, make sure we get every little bit. Alright, stir it in good. I'll wash that later, don't worry. Stir it in good, get the fire lit back up underneath this puppy. It's hard to tell with all the hops and stuff in there, but it looks like it's a light enough color, as light as I expected it to be. It's 10 pounds of malted barley, 3 pounds of wheat. So it's hopefully going to be a kind of a light and hoppy, not quite a white IPA, but not as full-bodied as the regular IPA either. Here we go, it's getting ready to start boiling. As you can see, there are a lot of hops in that beer. 12 ounces, like I said, for a 5-gallon beer. I'm letting the temperature come down a little bit right now. Just letting it cool down just a little bit before I start running it through the chiller, or run the chiller through it. Get as much contact surface as you can with these coils. You don't want to break in your carboy when you pour it in there either. Now you can see what I was talking about. Water coming through there. I didn't realize I had it zoomed in. I'm not exactly a videographer. Alright, now we have the wort sufficiently cooled. We're going to pour it into the carboy, hopefully without spilling too much on myself. I have to stop every once in a while and get the hops out of the strainer. Carboy was sufficiently sanitized, don't you worry. Some cloudy looking IPA, isn't it? Like I said earlier, this is my first attempt. Hopefully it won't have to be tossed. I don't think it will. Beer has to be pretty bad before you throw it away. I don't want any hops to get down in there because I'm not planning on on this one.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine, honey. I'm just finishing up
What are you talking to?
the video.
Oh.
My wife came out here thinking I was crazy talking to myself. She thinks I'm crazy for making and drinking beer anyway, so. Yeah, she hear me breathing hard because I'm fat and out of shape. In case you couldn't tell from the video. Man, that is a lot of hops. I've never had this many hops in a beer before. I gotta tell everybody, if the beer comes out bad, I'll give it to my friends. Let them drink it. They won't tell me it's bad because they'll want to spare my feelings. Except Adam, he'll tell me that my beer sucks. If it sucks. Whoop. Well, that is going to bring right up to the 5-gallon mark. Okay. Oh, what a mess. Okay, I have a cork. Lay cork right here. Of course, you don't want one like that when you're going to start fermenting, but I'm not fermenting yet. I haven't pitched the yeast or nothing. And then I'll get the S-lock on there. More video to come once I get the yeast pitched and this thing starts fermenting and bubbling. Boy, that is the muddiest looking.